chapter quadrilateral midpoint theorem. This is from the class 9th. Yes. So for the year 2020 and 21, the proof of this theorem is deducted. So there is no need to prove this theorem, but the application of this theorem is very, very important, and the completely exercise 8.2 of chapter quadrilateral is depend on the midpoint theorem, and the application of this theorem is also we will use definitely in the class 10th also. So let's read the theorem. What is the theorem? The line segment joining the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third sides. It means if we have, as we know that we have a triangle having the three sides. So according to the midpoint theorem, if we join the two midpoints of the two sides, and then that line segment will be definitely parallel to the third side of the triangle and half of the third side. Suppose for example, as an example, let's understand this. For example, we have a triangle ABC, and E is the midpoint of one side, that is AB, and F is the midpoint of the second side, that is AC, and if we join E to F, then EF will be definitely parallel to the third side, that is BC, and EF will be the half of BC. Yes, so this is the midpoint theorem, and we are going to apply the result of this midpoint theorem in solving exercise 8.2. For the result of the exercise, for the result of the midpoint theorem, let take the question number 1 of the exercise 8.2. Here the question is, ABCD is a quadrilateral in which P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC, CD and DA. AC is a diagonal. Show that, suppose AC is a diagonal, and this is the figure, and AC is a diagonal. Show that SR is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to SR and PQRS is a parallelogram. So these are the few things that we have to show, and this is the figure given. ABCD is simply a quadrilateral, as we know that it is a quadrilateral is a closed figure of having four sides, and PQRS are the P is the midpoint of AB, Q is the midpoint of BC, and R is the midpoint of CD, and S is the midpoint of AD. So let's start with the proof. How we can prove this? So this question is actually very easy. If we consider triangle ADC, okay, A, D and C. We are considering triangle ADC. We are hiding this. We are not going to use this triangle. Yes, now we can consider ADC. Yes, now when we consider ADC triangle, we can see that is S and R are the midpoints that is given. Yes, so S and R are midpoints of sides AD and DC. Yes, now from midpoint theorem. Yes, if we talk about the midpoint theorem, just now we have discussed regarding the midpoint theorem that if we join the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle, it will definitely parallel to the third side and half of the third side. Yes, so SR will be, so from midpoint theorem, SR will be parallel to AC and SR is equal to half of AC. Okay. Similarly, we need not to do again and again. Similarly, in triangle ABC, PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is half of AC. Yes. So now we have, if we see, this is the first equation and this is the second equation. So now we can see SR is also parallel to AC and SR is half of AC. PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is half of AC. So we can say that SR is parallel to PQ and SR is equal to PQ. Why? Because SR is half of AC as well as PQ is half of AC. Yes, so now we can say that SR is parallel to PQ and SR is equal to PQ. So now, because of the property of the parallelogram, when one pair of a quadrilateral is equal as well as parallel to each other, then definitely that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So now we can write PQRS is a parallelogram. Yes, that we need to prove. Yes, basically that we need to prove, because SR is parallel to PQ and SR is equal to PQ. Hence, by only simply applying the midpoint theorem, we have got the result PQRS is a parallelogram, and the reason is that one pair is parallel as well as equal to each other. Yes, so this is the basically reason. Now we can say that PQRS is parallel, that is required. SR we have proved parallel to AC by midpoint theorem, and SR is half of AC. So like this, only by applying the midpoint theorem we can solve the exercise 8.2. So many questions are there like this, and I hope this question is clear to you. So thank you, students.